Over the years, I've come across so many great channels, even more than I can count. These are channels that haven't posted videos in up to 12 months, and some even longer than that. After I read my last thing, it was something of beginning, and so I did a little bit around this channel. I discovered 3 things. 1. These channels are not faceless. They belong to active business owners. These are people actively selling solutions and solving real problems. So, these businesses and content are active across several other social media platforms like X and Instagram. On one business owner's Instagram page, I could count 3 near years in just a week. 3. Because these guys are very active on Instagram and X, you would expect them to be too busy to run an email list. But guess what? They aren't. One of these business owners even sent up 3 newsletters a week to his email list. How do I know this? I signed up across several newsletters with all my available emails. In today's video, I need to walk with you exactly how we can generate unending video ideas from your existing email list and your newsletters. Let us go back to the dead channels I mentioned earlier. From the content I found on them, these are channels that were created with the purpose of showcasing expertise and educating people across several different industries. But the creators post just 3 videos, give up and forget the channels exist. This is found to commonly be the result of mental roadblocks. It is not a bad thing. Everyone experiences it at one point or the other. What causes these roadblocks? Stress is the number one factor. The stress of running a business. There's the front end, there is the back end, and we still want to keep in touch with your audience across social media platforms, your social media platforms like X and Instagram. Tell you worry about these letters for your email list. And to talk it all up, you've had to come up with ideas for your YouTube channel. Let's not even dig deep into all the other parts of running a channel. All these coupled together lead to exhaustion, and it makes running a YouTube channel seem other than it is. And so we revert back to the big hope sitting at the middleman, running away from art needs. But running a YouTube channel, in addition to all these things, doesn't have to be art. You already have the headline in your hands waiting to be used. You have to see it for what it is and put it to use. The newsletter and email list is the easiest of these acts, and I'm going to show you how big full advantage of it. It is 2026. Everyone knows what an email list and a newsletter is. How did you take advantage and bait? In this context, the list is not particularly useful. The newsletter is what we really need. For a set amount of time weekly, business owners send transformed information to their email list as newsletters, ranging from reminders about events to product availability among many other things. And the goal of each newsletter is to sell the people in use. On average, there are 400 words in a newsletter. When you compare the number of words written in a newsletter by someone with the number of the words said by that same person around the same topic in maybe a discussion or a presentation, you will notice almost immediately that the newsletter is a summary of what may be said in a discussion or presentation. It's like the girl you like telling you to convince her primarily in the low school birthday, or writing summary for a passage you read in high school and English language assignments. Although for some reason I always failed to me back then in high school. To better explain what I'm trying to say, I'll read to you one of the newsletters I received over the weekend and generate a video idea and a thumbnail concept for it. The newsletter in question is a short update newsletter. It contains the information shared in a previous newsletter I received. I removed the names of the subjects and replaced them with dash, as I am technically not allowed to use someone else's property. That's why I'm not sharing the screen record of the whole process with you. But from what I have read and understood so far, I can come up with 2 video ideas from this short newsletter. From just the opening line, I have my first idea, but I will read out the whole newsletter before we go into editing. Everyone has got an opinion about the economy in 2026, but very few operators are responding strategically. I recently sat down with Dash, founder of Dash, doing a podcast session. We talk about what is actually happening in HVAC, plumbing and home services. In HVAC, plumbing and home services right now, and where a lot of owners are about to react. First thing you need to do is understand the goal of your newsletter, So I believe that is easy since you have run that what's the newsletter also. So this newsletter is, since the newsletter I just said to you is calling attention to the changes in the industry. A teaching video idea from the first one will do something like all service businesses in 2026, how the industry has changed. What I did is understand the whole goal of the newsletter and see how I can summarize it into one sentence without it losing its meaning. Summarizing all of that into one year, and we have a video that will give a deep dive into all the changes that may be occurring in the industry. This is a top tier video idea because it helps your viewer stay on top of changes in the industry, and this way you are continuously relevant to that. For the next idea, I will take a closer look at 12 words in the newsletter. Overreacting. Overreacting is acting on impulse due to a sudden change. And what is the main result of overreacting in business? Statistically, overreacting in business results mostly in luck. 90% of startups fail in their first 2 to 5 years due to overconfidence and overreaction to market signals, and poor data-driven and core data-driven decisions cost business up to 20 to 30% of their revenue annually. So we can translate this into an idea that goes something like, the note that cost this HVAC business $50,000. Into brackets, how I fixed it for you so you don't make the same mistake. But something I want you to know. I want you to know that these ideas I'm coming up with right now are not necessarily what I would make for a client or your business owner based on the information it provides the team. But these ideas I'm giving you right now are assumptions I made, just not quite learning the but the purpose of teaching you so you can see that the idea of running a channel doesn't be as hard as you think. Now let us move on to concept tunnel. For the first idea, home service businesses in 2026, how the industry has changed. This took me a little bit of research and consultation research in itself. I had to check the styles that are working for this kind of video out now. And I think I'll go with this concept. I'll go with the concept of the bold image of the business owner on the left-hand side of the canvas. On the cover, about 1/3 of the canvas. On the background, there will be a 3 lush meter road beside it. Basically, the background is a view of the house from the middle of the road in the street. And on the road is parked a HVAC crew bus. And on the skyline, in bold text, the words "All service businesses has changed" will be written. Home service businesses in the text will be crossed out with a thick red line like it is colorful. The goal of this pioneer will be to attack 2 main types of audience. The first type of audience is the one actively running your own service business, and you'll be curious about what changes may have occurred in the new year you might not be aware of. A second type is the one that is looking to start a home service business for the first time. This question will be spammed because home service business is cancelled in the coming year. Why would you cancel something you want to talk about? It just does not make sense. So here is a quick pencil sketch. There's a quick for me. Let me share the drawing. Here's a quick pencil sketch. So that's not the outcome. But this, but I don't know if you can see this one. I'm trying to see it going through. Let's manage this. As a sketch. So here on the side is a stigma representing the business owner. Then we have this crude looking bus to serve as the HVAC pool bus that is parked on the road. If you look properly, you see a line that separates this box. It separates the road from the lush green lawn in the back. This is the lawn. Then here in the skyline, you have the text, "Home service businesses has changed." Then look, if you look well, I'm not sure you're saying this, so I hope they are really saying this. If you look closer, you see I drew a line through the home service businesses text. This should represent the thick red line that will cancel the home service businesses text. So all this with just a little bit more color and few exchange of elements, and you have the perfect thumbnail that will do the job of driving clicks to your videos and driving views. So there you have it. My sketch is nothing pretty. Like, I really had to put a pen to paper to make sure you get what I am talking about. And I hope you don't make fun of my drawing. I just want to make sure you really truly understand me. For the second video's thumbnail concept, I also have a stick man sketch, but I'll show you that in a second. To really put forward the idea of the title of the video. You looked at first this HVAC business 50K and how I fixed it. How I fixed it, say you don't make the same. I would go for a big style concept on me. What do I mean by this? This means I will be combining the choice of elements people are generally familiar with to create a new element they are not familiar with. The point is to get the scroller unfreeze the not how. Like, how does something I am familiar with suddenly become something I am not familiar with? The goal of this thumbnail style is to raise that question in scholars' mind. On the canvas would be a plumber working on a leaking sink. And part of the boat is working on with the magnified, and the red arrow will be pointing at it to bring the viewer's attention to that point. And on the other end of the arrow would be bold words, getting $50,000. I'm going to give you another stickman speech. Please bear with my beautiful art. So as I was saying, I will trade you earlier. I need to make sure you're seeing okay. So this is the canvas, the rectangle that represents the canvas. The sink, the plumber. I couldn't really get the mechanics of the diagram right, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. The plumber, and this is the arrow. Lever, the arrow comes here. The magnifying glass that magnifies the little item here, and the word $50,000. So this is what it will look like. Like I said earlier, a little bit more color and a few exchange of elements, and everything is going to be perfect. So I'm not sure the images did justice to the design concept I have in my head, but I really hope it puts forward the information to you guys. And I think it's pretty good for someone that never took an official art class in my high school. So please do not forget. I want you to rate my stickman sketch in the comments, like on a scale of 1 to 5, what review over the big number you give, man. So you might be wondering all that will be the second thumbnail will be doing for the videos going only plumbers and HVAC businesses for your video. But that's not it, because the title itself has already covered all parts of home service businesses. It's just that easy to start and run your in to be honest. If you made and published 2 videos every month from just your newsletter, that's exactly what I'm doing these days. So I'll be having another video zapping next week. You will never run out of ideas. And it doesn't even matter if you have spoken about a particular idea before. What really matters is how you say it. A lot of you home service business coaches are sitting on minds of ideas waiting to see the light of day in video form. The same 3 newsletters same newsletters a month. At the rate of 2 videos a month, that is enough ideas for at least 6 months. Stop saying you need more resources. All you need is more resourcefulness. I have created a free newsletter to video idea generator. It is a PDF template that walks you through how you can extract 3 video ideas from every newsletter the same. Dab it in the description, fill it out to your next newsletter, and you have your next 6 minute front end snapped up.